guarantee whether you get deferred or probation or prison is up entirely to the judge, correct?
Right. Correct.
Regarding the PSI, we had reviewed that together, correct?
Correct.
You're former military.
Yes.
And how many years have you served?
28.
And what field? Or
Air Force air transportation.
aside from military service, have you ever worked in law enforcement?
Yes.
What agency position?
Bear County detention officer.
You had provided some documents to me. I'm going to show you a few documents. You recognize these documents, which is Defendant's Exhibit 1 through 6. Recognize these documents?
Yes, sir.
And I'm going to show the state if they have any objection to them.
State has no objection.
What is, before I introduce them, what is this document here?
Serving in Afghanistan certificate.
Document that I labeled Exhibit 2. What is this?
Certificate of assisting a funeral detail for special forces.
It's Exhibit number 3 I have marked here. What is
This
this?
is a combination medal from the Air Force.
And these other 3 are pictures. 4, 5, and 6. What are these pictures of?
Pictures of Afghanistan and UCSO picture.
I move to introduce these exhibits. And Your Honor, I have a few more documents that have some information that I'd rather not go into the court file for public record.
All right. So with regards to defense exhibits 1 through 6, would you just like me to review the exhibits and not have them put into evidence so that he can have them back?
That's fine, Your Honor.
All right. So
Okay, let's pause right here. What we're seeing is a defense strategy focused on humanizing the defendant, emphasizing military service, PTSD, and rehabilitation. This is common when the defense wants the judge to view the defendant as redeemable, not dangerous. But notice, the judge hasn't accepted these exhibits into evidence. That's a subtle but important move. She's acknowledging his service without legally tying it to leniency yet. Smart judicial restraint.
it's 1 through 6 without objection,
Yes.
but they will not be offered into evidence. And just give me a moment.
Mr. Escarino, you've been on bond since approximately May 11th, 2023, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you've had GPS unit that entire time?
Yes, sir.
To your knowledge, has there ever been a GPS violation,
No, sir.
a condition of bond violation?
No.
Have you ever had contact with the complainant in this case since posting bond?
No, sir.
Are you currently in any type of treatment?
Yes, sir.
Could you tell the judge what kind of treatment you're in?
Through therapy, psychologist, peer group support through the VA.
And you currently have appointments scheduled upcoming with the VA?
Yes, sir.
Any of these mental health therapy treatment sessions?
Yes, sir.
What are they treatment sessions for?
For PTSD, anxiety, and depression.
Your Honor, I have a document I didn't want to put in court file. It's sensitive. Could I show this to you without standing
Have you
objection?
reviewed those?
I'll review them, Judge. And we have no objection to the judge reviewing this.
Sure. Mr. Escarino, have you ever deployed overseas?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever been deployed into combat zones?
Yes, sir.
Where were your deployments?
June through November 2011, Bagram, Afghanistan.
Are you currently disabled through the military?
Yes, sir.
What's your disability rating?
90.
Are you asking this court to grant your application for deferral of probation?
Yes, sir.
You had acknowledged guilt in this case, correct?
Yes, sir.
You knew that there was a protective order and you should not have broken it.
Yes, sir.
Is there anything you want to tell this judge?
I'm sorry for the actions that I done and violating their protective order. But I haven't been myself since I got back. So I've been fighting a lot of demons within myself. And the psychologist told me that when I went to see her on March 4th, that I explained to her my situation and what I'm going through and the legal problems. She said that there's a lot of PTSD fingerprints all over everything in my life. So I need to seek counseling and therapy for these issues before I can move on to, if I do need somebody else, that I'll, help myself and be a better person.
If the judge grants your application, do you ever plan on having contact with the complainant in this case?
No, sir, never again, no.
Pass the witness.
Any questions?
State has no questions.
All right, I have a few. So I've read the PSI report.
Yes, sir.
In the PSI report, the complainant states that her tires used to be slashed. And she said the only time her tires stopped being slashed was when you were on GPS. So did you slash your tires?
No, ma'am.
And then my other question is, according to this, you were previously married to Reyes, correct?
She's my ex-wife.
All right. And Reyes wanted to end the relationship with you, and you had issues with that. And then now, with regards to the complainant in this case, they wanted to end the relationship with you, and you had issues with that. And even when they had a protective order, you still would come around. And from what I'm reading in the PSI report, it says that you knew. In your version of events, it says he states he knew he was not to contact her in person, email, or text, and to stay 600 feet away from her apartment and where she works. He states he continued to contact her again in April 2023 by sitting in his vehicle watching her. When asked why he had contact with the victim, he states he did not want another failed relationship and wanted to work things out with her. I don't understand what you don't understand when people, how old are you?
55. And
All right, so I don't understand what you don't understand when people say a relationship is over, it's over. And the complainant in this case, do you have any children with her?
no, ma'am.
So what did you not understand when there's a protective order in place?
This is where it gets intense. The judge is basically saying, you knew it was over, so why couldn't you let go? And she's right to press here. Judges often test for remorse versus rationalization. The defendant's explanation, bringing chocolates, sitting outside her home, is textbook obsessive behavior masked as affection. Viewers, what do you think? Should PTSD explain this pattern? Or is this deeper emotional control at play? Drop your thoughts below.
Into the PSI report, you knew that meant you were not to have contact with her. And even in your version of events, you say you try to get back with her, even though the relationship was ended in January. And then on Valentine's Day, you go to her apartment, you leave chocolates at her door. And then at that point, you know there's a protective order and you're still following her, and she sees it as spying. She says that she lost her job because of you, and it took her a year to get that job back through her union, and for her union fighting for her to get her job back.
That's
So I don't understand. Explain to me why it appears you don't understand what that protective orders, when they're entered and you're not supposed to have contact with someone.
yes, ma'am.
I want you to explain to me why you think that means that. I know the protective order says I can't have contact with them, but I'm still trying to get back together with them anyway.
Yes, ma'am. Can I explain a little bit?
Yes. Oh, no, that's what I want. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with you.
First of all, my ex-wife, she got pregnant very soon with my daughter. So I stayed with her to work it out and be a family with her. But it didn't work out. Honestly, she didn't like to cook or clean. And she was raised by her grandma. So it's not that she ended it. I ended it because she had an affair. She brought somebody over to our home while I took the kids to Calaveras with her family. She made up a story that she had to work late Saturday. When I got back, I had put digital voice recorders in the home, and lo and behold, I found noises upstairs where she had brought the man over.
Okay. Why did you put digital voice recorders in your home?
Because I was trying to find out if she was talking to somebody, because we weren't being intimate no more. That's the only reason. And that's how I ended the divorce. I filed divorce when I found out she committed adultery.
Okay.
And With this one, I didn't, with Stephanie, I didn't make her lose her job, ma'am. She was drinking every day. I tried to get her to stop drinking, but she was an alcoholic, and she would constantly call in to work. If you were to ask her, she would show you the reports of her call-ins at work at the post office, and I had nothing to do with her losing her job at that point. But the fact that she's a narcissist and a manipulator. I know you won't believe me in that, but that's the actual truth about her. And I try to make it work with her because I did care about her and I love her, and I wanted to be a
So
figure.
let me ask you this. When did you find out that she was a narcissist and a manipulator? How far into the relationship?
Probably like maybe 6 months, 5-6 months. But I try to overlook it. I
All right,
didn't
so
understand it.
so let me ask you this. So did you know, according to you, that she was a narcissist and a manipulator
Since you like to see
before
it
the, wait a
differently.
minute, stop. Did you know that she was a narcissist, according to you, and a manipulator before that protective order was in place?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so protective order is in place. You know this person is a narcissist and a manipulator, and you still won't let them go even though they've broken up with you. Explain that to me.
I can just say that I was trying to overlook it, I thought maybe being there for their lover, take care of her and her kids, and be a better person with her, that these things would go away.
Your Honor, so if I may,
Yes.
uh, Mr. Escarino, when you were interviewed by a detective regarding this case, correct?
Yes, sir.
In the detective interview room, I had shown you video of that, correct?
Yes, sir.
And the detective had been asking similar questions that this judge had, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you had put your face into a wall and you started to cry, correct?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, I believe that Mr. Escarino has women relationship problems. He is very needy, but a detective was asking pretty much similar questions you're asking. And he broke down, he was crying in the interview room. He did admit, he did confess to this case. He took a plea. I think that treatment is necessary for him going forward. He's engaged in treatment, mental health treatment. He has a session on the 25th of this month. He's been doing in-person visits and telephone home visits. He's actively engaged with therapy, Your Honor.
All right, so here's my question. I'm
Yes,
looking
sir.
at your history.
Yes, ma'am.
There was an assault bodily injury married case, and I'm assuming that's related to the person you were married to. Is that correct or no?
No, ma'am. It was an ex-girlfriend of 3 years, Natalie Pacheco.
All right. And Natalie Pacheco. All right, so Natalie Pacheco, that's somebody completely different from the person you were married to, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
All right. So that's a third person. Because you have your wife, you have Natalie, and then you have the person, the current person. All right. So with that person, you were placed on deferred adjudication for assault, a bodily injury married. And it says here that you rejected Veterans Treatment Court.
I didn't reject it, ma'am. What happened was they sent me the first time. I didn't acknowledge the PTSD issues. I wasn't understanding what I was going through, and I had a peace officer's license, so they sent me a second time to admit to it that I had PTSD, but was afraid to lose the license. So because of my mentality, my mental health was gonna have me lose that license. That's why I got denied. I didn't turn it down.
And Your Honor, the license you're referring to, the peace officer, that's when you were actively employed with Berry County Sheriff's Office,
Yes.
correct?
All right. So you were placed on deferred adjudication on that case
Yes, ma'am.
for 18 months, and that's 2012. What did you learn? Because I'm sure it's an assault bodily injury married case. They probably gave you the BIPP course, right?
I don't know what you, I'm sorry.
They gave you something to deal with your anger management.
Briefly, yes, ma'am. It was not VA. I wasn't in the VA yet.
No. When you're on probation for deferred adjudication for an assault family violence case, usually and legally, they have to give you an anger management course.
Yes, ma'am. Wow.
So you received an anger management course, am I correct?
Yes, ma'am. I believe so.
All right. And then they would have given you counseling for any other issues you had if you would have asked for it. So what did you learn from being on deferred adjudication in that case?
From the deferred education, I just realized the mistake that I made with her, and I wasn't understanding the PTSD issues that I had. I didn't get accepted to the VA till 2016.
Okay.
I
All right. So since you say you didn't get accepted to 2016, then we have a violation of a bond or protective order from 2014. I'm not even considering that whatsoever because it was dismissed for insufficient evidence according to this. Then you have a violation bond or protective order from 2015. That was dismissed. And they say the reason why it was dismissed, according to the PSI report, which everybody agrees and nobody had any objections to, they dismissed it because you were convicted of something else. And then there's an interference with emergency telephone call. And they say that was dismissed because the complainant, whoever that complainant was, decided to waive prosecution.
that was Stephanie. Yes, ma'am.
All right. So that was Stephanie. Then we come back 2014. You were on deferred adjudication out of the 227 district court for repeated violation court order of bond condition. So I'm sure they gave you classes for that. If you had any PTSD or something else that was going on in your life, they gave you help for that because it shows that you were on deferred adjudication for that.
Yes, ma'am. I attended, my mom took me once I was out. She took me to the classes once a week. It was through a church.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe it was for like, I don't know, it was 30 minutes or an hour session. And it was only for like 6 weeks,
Okay.
6 to 8 weeks, ma'am.
And then we have from 2022, an assault, family choking, strangulation. That was dismissed. It says complainant waived prosecution. And now we're back here for repeated violation of court order, bond, or conditions. And and the reason why I'm asking you these questions, I'm not just asking them just to be asking.
Yes, ma'am.
At your age, I'm trying to figure out what is the disconnect that you have when somebody says they don't want you anymore and this relationship is over. It appears from what I'm reading and what's in the police report is that you're like, no, this relationship isn't over. So then they have to get a protective order. And the protective order is supposed to tell you this relationship is over. Don't contact this person. And still your response to that is like, yeah, I know this is what it says, but I'm bringing candy. I'm going to sit outside your house. I'm trying to figure out what's the disconnect.
Just like I told you, the PTSD issues, the detachment from my family that through the years when I was growing up. And then I don't have a closeness to my brother and sister since my mom and dad passed away. My kids, they hardly contact me. I try to reach out to them, but they never contact me at all. You know?
Why are they not contacting you?
I don't understand. I don't know, ma'am. They blame me for not being there with them growing up, but I was a good provider, and I had 2 jobs in my life that I was trying to balance. And then my ex-wife wouldn't let me have the kids on the scheduled weekends I was supposed to have them. So I would call her Wednesday, let her know, hey, I'm going to pick up the kids. No, you didn't let me know way ahead of time. But I was paying my child support, faithfully. But she would give me a hard time not letting me have the kids on the weekend. So they blame me that I wasn't there all the time.
All right. And then it says in the PSI report that you and your brother live on the same property.
Yes, ma'am. There's 7 acres and he lives in the family house,
Okay.
but he's not going to be there too much longer. He's going to go to Castroville.
Okay.
But he does, we're not that close,
Okay.
honestly.
Okay. All right. Defense, is there any other questions?
No further questions, Your Honor.
State?
No questions from the state yet.
All right. Any further witnesses or anything else for the court to review?
No further witnesses, just a brief argument, Your Honor, closing.
Yes. You may, state.
Your Honor, at this point, we feel based on his criminal history the nature of the offense and based on his testimony here today that he's not appropriate for probation. He's made it clear that he is not inclined to adhere to court orders. Obviously, conditions and probation requirements would be required of him on a probation. Therefore, we're asking for the judge to deny his application of that. Sentence him to account.
And defense, what are you requesting?
We're requesting to grant the application, whether that is for deferred or with a felony conviction, straight probation. He has shown that for close to 1 year, since May 5th, 2023, since he was released from the Bexar County Jail, there have not been any violations for pretrial. He has had 2 travel permits. He did not deviate from any travel. There's no GPS violation. He doesn't have a prior felony conviction. He's actively engaged with treatments. He has counselor sessions that he's been doing currently, and he has one in about 2 weeks from now. He admitted that he acknowledged guilt. The interview room with the detective was starkly similar to your questions of him, and he literally put his face into the concrete wall and he cried. He does not want to go to prison. He's former military, former VCSO. He's asking for you to grant community supervision, whether that's deferred or straight probation, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Escarina, I want you to know that the reason why I ask questions is because I'm trying to hopefully get some insight in the person before me. And I'm always trying to figure out what would be appropriate in each case. And these cases are very hard. And I want you to know everybody that I've ever sent to prison as a judge or as a prosecutor, or every client that I've had as a defense attorney who ended up going to prison, I still remember their names and I always wonder how they're doing. I respect the fact that you served in the military. That's a sacrifice. It's not even, we're not in the time period where people are drafted. So I know that's something you volunteered to do, and I appreciate that. But part of my issue is you're doing great, right? And you're doing great because you're on GPS. People can't be on GPS for the rest of their life. And I have to weigh like the offense that you've committed. Think about protecting all persons who are involved. These are all things that I think about. And this is not.
And there it is, 3 years in prison. The judge cuts below the prosecution's request out of respect for his service. But make no mistake, this is still a conviction with lasting consequences. This moment captures the emotional tug-of-war judge's face, balancing compassion for trauma with accountability for actions. Did she make the right call going lighter, or does this send the wrong message about repeated violations? Let's talk about it.
This charge, and I don't know what I can say to you or stress to you that would make you follow rules. Because when you think about it, protective orders, those are rules. Those are orders for you to stay away from somebody or not to do something. And in your past, you've had that. And this is not the first complainant where you haven't been able to let go. The court is going to find you guilty. The court is going to order no contact with Stephanie Juarez Palacios. The court will sentence you to 3 years in the prison, and the court will give you credit for any time served. And I'll put in here for him to be considered for mental health treatment at the prison. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. We can go off the record. The state was asking for 4 years. I gave you 3. And let me explain to you why I went underneath the cap. Because I do respect your military service and I do respect the fact that you have been in treatment and trying to get your life together. All right, good luck to you. 200 grams, that's a second-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Sufficient evidence to find you guilty and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
In the interest of justice, that would be our request, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, Mr. Hassel presents himself here, accepting full responsibility and wishing to put this matter behind him by beginning this community supervision offer.
All right. So how many children do you have?
I have 2, Your Honor,
What are their ages?
23 and 20,
All right. If you were released today, who would you be living with?
with my cousin.
Does your cousin have any criminal history?
No, sir. Excuse me, Your Honor. No, ma'am.
That's okay. Mom always says when people address me as sir, that means that they're nervous.
Okay.
So settle down.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right. So these tattoos you have, do they have significant meaning? And you know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
All right. All right. So there's going to be a gang supervision. You understand?
Sure.
All right. So are you currently active?
No, ma'am.
And which gang?
Or it's previous game. I'm no longer involved in
All right. Well, what previous game?
ATM.
ATM, like the ATM machine?
Like the ATM as in the football team.
All right. All right. Have you ever been employed?
Yes, of course.
Doing what?
All sorts of things. Tattoos, artists, mechanics.
Did you do any of your own tattoos?
I did
Which ones?
they're on my legs.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't think I need to see that, but I was going to tell you whether or not, based upon your tattoos that you've done, whether or not you should get more education in that field or maybe decide something new.
Thank you.
All right. What's your drug of choice?
None anymore.
Well, when you're in the free world,
It was
because I know it's a little bit hard to make drugs at the jail. So what was your drug of choice?
heroin
How often were you using?
every day.
So is the last day you stopped using when you were arrested?
That's correct.
How far did you go in school?
To 10th grade.
Why did you drop out?
Really no reasons.
Okay. All right. Do you have any questions of your client?
No, Your Honor.
All right. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to sentence you to 10 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 10 years. There's $1,000 fine that will be probated. $57 restitution to SAPD for drug testing. 200 hours of community service restitution. Probation, I will only allow him to buy out 100 of those hours. The rest you will have to do. And if you're buying out those hours, the court puts it at $7.25 per hour. And I suggest the San Antonio Food Bank. But if there's another charity you wish to donate to, you can.
Sure.
And I only choose the San Antonio Food Bank because I know there's some issues with food shortage. We're going to do a gang supervision. There should be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. If he's not accepted in gang supervision, then it's going to be field visits 1 time per month for at least 6 months, and then probation. If you want to do something less than that, just submit it to the court. There's going to be a TAP evaluation, and that's going to take place in custody. If the TAP we're going to follow recommendations of the TAP evaluations. Proof of employment within 45 days of release. There should be no employment as a home health care provider with minors. There should be no unsupervised contact with minors. Does your cousin live by himself?
No, he lives with his wife and kids.
How many children?
2.
What are their ages?
I believe he's under the age of 10. But
Oh.
he has a back house that's separate from the house that I would be staying. And they don't go back there.
All right, so here's the thing. I don't know if I want him living there or not, because I take people as human beings when they come before me,
So
but you have the drug problem. You have the gang problem. And I just don't want that visited upon them. Sometimes family members enable us. They want to see the best in us. So they say, oh, yes, you can live here. And I don't want the children there picking up any bad habits. So I'm not going to allow you to live at a residence that has children. You understand? If there's an issue with housing, there are plenty of places free in San Antonio to stay, okay?
sure.
So there's to be no residing with any household with minors.
If I may add, Your Honor,
Yes.
I really misunderstood the question when you asked about its significant meaning for the gangs. I haven't been in gangs since I was in school.
Okay.
Yeah, so
No, I understand,
something else.
But I will tell you, sometimes when people say, oh, I haven't been involved in a gang since school, and they could be 90 years old, but unless there's some documentation that they're no longer with a gang, probation is going to pick it up and it's going to be in the system as a gang member.
Sure.
And if that's something you wish to change, they'll be able to tell you how you can do that. All right. What I will do, probation, the remaining 100 hours of community service, if he is in some type of trade school, or if you're trying to better yourself so that you can get a better job, I'll consider waiving the remaining of those hours. You understand?
Thank you.
Probation, is there anything else he needs?
Did you mention ways?
Yes, there to be regular UAs and 90 meetings in 90 days. Is there anything else, probation? All right. Mr. Hasso, is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
Nothing I can think of, Your Honor.
All right, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
I did, Your Honor.
Dan?
I did.
All right, we can go off the record. And this court, to be successful on probation, communication is key. If you need something, probation officer is right there. Just let them know. If you feel there's an issue that they're not addressing, you can always come back to court. But from here on out, everything that you do when you're on probation in this court, before you take an action, there are 2 questions you should ask yourself. Is this something that could potentially result in me going to prison for 10 years? If the answer is yes, don't do it. If it's maybe, it could potentially result in me going to prison for 10 years. Don't do it. You understand?
I do, Your Honor.
I take no joy in sending people to prison for violating probation or sending people to prison, period, because that means that somebody was unsuccessful in their life. But your attorney, the deputies, and people who have been in this court before will tell you, but I will send people to prison if it's warranted. You understand?
Of course.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your words.
All right. And what is that? Is that anonymous on your tattoo? That one.
This is a Frankenstein heart.
I'm sorry. What?
Frankenstein heart.
Oh, Frankenstein's heart. Why did you do that? What's going on?
My name is Frank, so it was just.
I'm saying, okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Felony group 1, 4 to 200 grams. That's a second-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand? In attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, Your Honor, just ask that you follow the order.
All right. Mr. Morales, do you have any children?
I do. I have one son,
What is his age?
13.
And does he live with you?
No,
Do you live with anyone?
I do not.
So you live by yourself? Apartment, home?
Next door to my mom.
I'm sorry?
Next door, and a home next door to my mother's.
Are you employed?
Not at the moment. No.
How long has it been since you've been employed?
A couple of years now. Since my mother had her strokes in 2021.
All right. So how are you supporting yourself?
Just by doing odd jobs here and there, just enough to get by. It's been difficult with her needing 24-hour care and not qualifying for in-home healthcare. It's difficult.
Okay. All right, when you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be? And just know that you're going to get drug tested today. I'm sure your attorney probably already told you that. So be honest with me.
No, I'll be positive.
What are you going to be positive for?
for methamphetamine.
So how often have you been using meth?
Daily, but not like huge amounts.
I'm sorry, what?
Daily, say daily.
All right. Do you have any gang affiliation? Have you ever been to prison?
I have.
For what?
Same thing. It's a possession.
I'm sorry?
Possession of methamphetamine.
All right. Is there anything else from either side? Oh, and I know it states you. Thank you.
No, Your Honor. She said he mentioned his mother. He is essentially her only caregiver, and that's part of why the state was kind enough to make such a generous offer so that he could continue to provide care for his mother, because it's not her fault that he has a drug problem.
But he can't be providing great care if he's using meth daily. And hopefully he's not using meth daily over his mom.
No. I mean, it's difficult to say. I don't do anything like that when I'm with her. That's what I mean. So when I drive her around, I'm not doing anything like that. So I have brothers and sisters that also try to help out, but it's mainly me that do that.
All right. So the other brothers and sisters, I'm assuming they don't have any drug problems.
No,
Do they have employment?
they do. But for me, I voluntarily slowed down to do this with her because we didn't have anybody else to
All right.
do.
They're going to have to pick someone better because you are not in any type of shape to be caring for someone who is not at 100%.
No, I don't think I do a bad job.
Okay. All right. And could you call Leo, please? All right. The court then, as previously stated, is finding you guilty. The court will sentence you to 5 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 7 years. There's $1,000 fine that will be probated. There is to be $57 restitution to SAPD for drug testing. I'm going to want 90 meetings in 90 days, and that's sober meetings. TAP evaluation, that can be done while he's out of custody. If you miss your TAP appointment, that will be a violation of your probation. You could potentially go to prison for 5 years, or you could be looking at doing the TAP evaluation at the jail. Do you understand? Do a referral to felony drug court. There's to be 200 hours of community service restitution. I am not waiving any of those hours. I am going to require him to do parenting classes, and those hours are not to be waived without permission from the court. Usually I will waive certain hours if you complete parenting classes, but it appears that you have too much time on your hand. And what I've learned from being in treatment courts is when you have too much time on your hands, then you end up falling back into old ways, which is doing drugs. I'm going to want proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Probation. I'm going to want field visits 1 time per month. And please do a field visit at his mother's house while he's there, and also a field visit at his house to make sure that she's doing okay. So field visits 1 time per month until further notice. And we're going to do the UA hotline until further notice. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. And probation, if you want to count the field visit as a reporting, you can. How far did you go in school?
On graduation, high school.
All right. What are you planning on doing with the rest of your life?
Well, I actually have a couple of different things going on at the moment that I'm trying to establish.
What are your hopes, your dreams, your aspirations?
Well, I have two brands that I'm working on building right now, a custom bike building and a clothing line.
All right. Before you look into doing grants for that, you need to determine whether or not you're precluded from receiving those grants based upon your history before
Right.
you put all that work in.
Oh, I've already been started without the grants.
Okay. All right. Then if he actually does something with his hopes and dreams, then the court will consider maybe waiving some of his community service hours. But you have to develop a plan and start working that plan for the court to consider that. You understand? Probation, is there anything else he needs? All right. Is there anything else you need from the court? Showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, I do.
All right, we can go off the record. In this courtroom, in order to be successful on probation, communication is key. If you have an issue, ask probation, let them know about it. They'll try to get you the help you need. If you feel like there's an issue that they're not addressing, you can always come to the court. Do you understand? All right. And do not be that person where your mom is waiting for you, wondering where you are, and there's somebody dead in San Antonio, and it's you, because sometimes the last time you use is the last time you use. You understand? All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you.